Hey everybody, Graz here, GKBC. I know it's late Monday, but it's time for, I guess, Comic Book Sunday, Monday, whatever. And this is episode 2 of the MARVEL-ous team up between Tad reads books and stuff and myself. We are reading section 2 of Thirsty Mermaids by Kat Leyh. This section is titled The Hangover. So if you watched the first video of either of ours, you know what happened. The 3 mermaids became human thanks to a sea witch spell and went to the bar and got hammered. And now they just woke up in an alley. So now we're dealing with the hangover. They wake up in the alley. They want to go back to being mermaids. They're unhappy. They're hungry. And then they find out that Ease, who is the sea witch, doesn't know how to turn them back to mermaids. Because turning them to human was a new spell for her, so she doesn't know how to do it yet. So they're fighting about that, and the bartender from the night before shows up and says, "Hey, let's go get breakfast. I remember you guys. You were great, blah, blah, blah." And she goes up to her apartment, and they follow her. And it's kind of funny because they've never been inside a human home before. And they're walking around, and they see an aquarium, like a fish tank. And the one is getting ready to eat the goldfish. And the girl, whose name is Vivi, says, "Hey, whoa, whoa, what are you doing?" And the mermaid looks and says, "Breakfast? No, that's not food, that's a pet." And she goes, "Sorry," and drops it back in the tank. And and then she looks at Ease, the sea witch, and she's like, "Chew, chew, chew, gulp." So she just ate one of the fish. And then they're like, "We're not from around here. We don't know what to do." And then they pass out on the couch. So Vivi is like, "All right, we were supposed to go out to breakfast, but okay." So she makes them a great big breakfast. Some kind of liquid in a shot of a liquid. I'm not sure. It didn't really say what. And then big omelets. And they're like, well, here's the thing. We're mermaids, and Ease here turned us into humans. And we don't know how to get back home because she doesn't know how to undo the spell. So, and Vivi says, "So you're mermaids. Does that mean you've never had an omelet before?" And they're smelling them, and Ease is like, she reaches forward and she licks it, and then gulp. Wow! They love omelets. It's so funny. And they're talking about, well, we still got the card that pays for drinks, right? And Vivi says, "Well, yeah, where'd you get that?" "We foraged it." Whoa. You foraged it. Excuse me. So that's kind of funny. So Vivi takes them to the laundromat because, you got to wash your clothes once in a while, especially if that's all you have. And they're sitting on the dryers or the washers, and they're talking to her, and they're like, "Well, if everybody's as friendly as you, we're going to have no problem." And here comes this laundromat Nazi. "Hey, you punks, get off of those. Those aren't for sitting. Off, off, off." And the mermaids are territorial. So they're like, "Hey, we got through the spot first. Back off. We're not moving." And then the washer or dryer goes off. It finishes its cycle. And you know that when that happens, they buzz or they make a noise. And it does that, and all 3 of them just jump right out of their clothes. They're terrified. It's hilarious. They're so... It's just a great fish out of water story. They jump. And I'd show you that, but it's not safe for work because they get naked because they jump literally out of their clothes. So, and then Vivi says, "So I guess since you're mermaids and all," which is weird that she just accepts it that quick. maybe she really doesn't. I'm not sure. But she's like, so since you guys are mermaids and all, I guess you have nowhere to go right now. So I guess you can stay at my place for tonight while you get your bearings or whatever, because I just had a room open up. So they hug her. They're like, you're amazing. We love you. So Vivi is a good friend. And I mean, that's the end of the section. It's very short. It's kind of fun to do this in these small sections, because while I'm sure Tad and I could read this very quickly, it's more fun to spread it out like this. I like it. You know, it gives you time to think about what you read, and you know, the anticipation of what's going to happen next time. But anyway, that's Mermaids, The Hangover. Thirsty Mermaids, The Hangover by Kat Leyh. It's amazing. I can't believe that I just found this on a random search. It's pretty neat. But anyway, that's Thirsty Mermaids. It's not going to be a very long video today, because, you know, it's funny how they're completely clueless. But then if you flip it, and somehow the human was able to go into the water, we would be just as clueless down there as how they live as they are up here on how we live. So, but it's still kind of neat. And the artwork is very well done. It's really well done on the like with the emotions and how scared they are, and like when they flomp over, because you know, now that they're hung over, they're not real steady again on their legs. It's great. Let's see. I'm looking forward to how Tad presents this section. I got to tell you though, my favorite two parts of this section were, well, I guess three, was E's eating the pet fish, licking and then licking the omelet, and then how they were so terrified of the washer or dryer going off. Just amazingly funny. Anyway, don't forget, anybody that wants to, you still have until the end of the month to read Hyperion by Dan Simmons with us. Got a big announcement coming on Wednesday, the 14th. And then maybe tomorrow, yeah, probably tomorrow. I know I'm a little bit behind this week, but tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 13th, I will give you my week 2 update for the page counts that I'm attempting to read for the Epilepsy Foundation. I'll put my GoFundMe in the description below. Let's share that around and maybe get some donations. Trying to reach $500. $500. I've got 5 so far. And when I get to 100, the very next day, I promised that I will read 1,000 pages that day as a pledge or a challenge. So keep that in mind. Let's see, is there anything else? Quick little update. I've already finished 10 books this month, for the month of June, and I am averaging, I guess this should be tomorrow, so I'm going to stop myself there, no more spoilers. But anyway, if you have picked up Thirsty Mermaids based on Tad and I's videos, let us know. If you're going to, let us know. If you read it before, let us know. Until then, I guess, I'll see you tomorrow probably, and read more.